I'm about to eat my last meal of the day. I've got a fist. Did you just fart? Okay, so we're back. Should I just take my glasses off? All right, I'm just gonna take my glasses off because there's a giant glare on them and now I can't see anything. Oh, this is terrible. We're back and today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about what I eat in a day. Obviously, well, I was gonna say I don't eat the same thing every day, but like I kind of do. There's very small variation. Yesterday, what I did was document all of my meals throughout the day for you, and today I'm gonna kind of explain them and go into a little bit more detail. First meal, obviously, is breakfast. I wake up, I cook breakfast because I'm usually hungry first thing in the morning. Because I'm training at 1 p.m., that means I'll have already eaten breakfast and lunch by the time I train. So I'm not gonna have any carbs with breakfast. I'm gonna save those for later. So for breakfast this morning, what I'm eating is an omelet with 1 full egg, 2 egg whites, 1 turkey sausage, and a bunch of veggies. I've got onions, zucchini, broccoli, and cauliflower in there. It's actually from a veggie roast that I did yesterday. Jacob and I like to cook in bulk, but we have a whole bunch of veggies. So they're already cooked. I just threw them in the omelet. And then with my omelet, I have a cup of coffee with 1 tablespoon of half and half. The turkey sausage I get is this one. The reason I get this one is because each patty is like 1 ounce of protein or 6 grams of protein, and the way I measure my protein is I'll either have 3 or 4 ounces. This particular sausage patty just makes it easy for me to count that, because if I need 3 ounces, I just use 3 patties. I think my boyfriend's just coming home. Hi. He brought me coffee. Thank you. And then, what timing with my breakfast, I have coffee with 1 tablespoon of half and half, and that makes up for the rest of my fat with the egg yolk, so it all comes together and it's a lovely little meal. Next up is lunch. This morning, I had to take Hank to the vet, and I had a feeling that I was gonna have to go straight from the vet to the gym, which ended up happening. So now it's 12:30, I just got to the gym, and instead of making excuses like, oh, I was busy, I didn't have time, I was running all over the place, I packed a lunch. And what I've got here is chicken and veg, super simple. And so I've just measured them out and I'm microwaving those. I've got my little cutie, and I've got a peanut butter sandwich. This is literally just a tortilla and peanut butter. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. I showed you the chicken and the vegetables. The vegetables is the same batch vegetables that I had at breakfast, and the chicken is another batch cook that we do. We just throw like 4 pounds of it in the crock pot with some seasonings and flavorings, and we eat that throughout the week. To get my carbs and my fats in, I had a peanut butter sandwich, and the peanut butter I use is this natural creamy peanut butter. It's literally just the Ralph's brand peanut butter, but the reason I use this one is because there's no sugar in it. The ingredients are literally just peanuts and salt. And then the wraps I use are these. I use these 100% whole wheat tortillas, and the reason we use these tortillas is again because there's no sugar in them. And then the next meal, so after I come home, oh, let me tell you about my shake. I just got home from the gym and I'm finishing up my shake, which is a scoop of blue Powerade and a scoop of chocolate whey protein, and some supplements that I'll talk to you guys about at a later date. So it's just like 1 scoop of this blue Powerade and then 1 scoop of this whey protein, and then I'll drink like 1/3 of it during my workout, and then I'll finish the rest of it right after my workout. And then once I come home from the gym, I'll have another meal. I'm going to have my 3rd meal, or what I like to call my second lunch, and that consists of another peanut butter sandwich, but this time it's between a whole wheat English muffin, and then I've got a makeshift quesadilla with Laughing Cow cheese and chicken on a whole wheat tortilla, and then some more vegetables. The way we make quesadillas in this house is most of you are probably gonna feel like it's an atrocity. I take the same tortillas that I showed you earlier, and then I put one of these Laughing Cow wedges on it. And that's because one wedge is only 1.5 grams of fat. And so it's really easy to factor in without taking over all of our fat allotment for that meal. So I spread one wedge of this on a tortilla, throw some chicken in it, fold it in half, and just put it in a pan with some cooking spray. Like, that's my quesadilla. And then I had another peanut butter sandwich, but this time I had it on an English muffin just to change it up. It's like the Thomas brand English muffins, but they're 100% whole wheat. When I get carbs for breakfast, I usually make a breakfast sandwich with an English muffin, but I didn't yesterday, and so instead I used an English muffin for a little peanut butter sandwich because I love English muffins. Yeah, so that's my first 3 meals of the day. I'm about to eat my last meal of the day. I've got a handful of spinach that I can't put it on my plate because my plate is a bunch of like hot chicken and rice, and so I'm gonna eat it out of my hand. And then for dinner I've got some more chicken and some brown rice covered in peanut butter, which sounds really weird, but I promise it works, and I can't think of a more creative way to get at my fats right now, so I'm gonna go sit down and eat some dinner. And this is the rice that I use. It's just long grain brown rice, pretty simple stuff. Sometimes I'll do 100% whole wheat pasta instead of rice, just depends on how I'm feeling. I can use as many seasonings and stuff as I want, but condiments start to get tricky, and so I don't know, I just put the peanut butter on my chicken and I ate it. And then a handful of spinach because we had I finished off the batch cooked vegetables. We always have spinach on hand, fresh spinach, to just kind of grab when we need some veggies. Yes, I just eat it plain and fresh and with my hands. Like, I don't put dressing on it. It's not a salad. I literally am just eating spinach. Weirds a lot of people out, but we've been doing it for a long time and we think it's fine. So that's just how, it's just a way to get in our veggies. It's just sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And then right before I go to bed, I do a casein protein. So I'm getting ready to go to bed, and last but certainly not least is my casein pudding. And what this is just a scoop of casein protein and a tablespoon or 2 of peanut butter. And then I add the water slowly as I mix it, and it kind of creates this pudding texture. The reason I don't just have the casein in like a shaker bottle as a drink is only texture reasons. Jacob has his in a drink every night. I think the casein protein is a little bit more foamier, and so the texture kind of weirds me out, and so I like to have it as a pudding instead. This only works with casein protein. You can't do this pudding with whey protein. I did it by accident once, and it was a disaster. So it's just the way I prefer to have my casein, and then I also kind of feel like I'm getting dessert at the end of the day, so it's a little sweet something to look forward to. It's the same brand as the whey protein, it's just casein protein. They are different. I think casein breaks down more slowly, and so it's giving my body protein like throughout the night while I'm sleeping, and kind of like feeding my body throughout the night. I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's why I do casein at night. Most of the time I'm just doing what people tell me to. And then that's all I eat. That's my whole day. One thing I didn't talk about yesterday that is the most important thing is water. I try and have at least 65 ounces of water every day, but that does not include any water I drink while I'm working out. And that's just to make sure that I'm staying as hydrated as I should be. But also drinking that much water helps me not get cravings, and it helps me not feel hungry, because a lot of the times we confuse hunger and thirst. So I have water right here. I'm constantly drinking water. And yeah, that is my whole day in food. I know it's not exciting, but it gets the job done. I really try to look at food as more of a fuel than something to enjoy. And of course, I love donuts and ice cream, but that's not my day to day. I don't care that I'm eating the same thing every day. Like, that doesn't really bother me, to an extent. There's some days where I'm like, ugh, I don't want chicken. But I get over that pretty quickly. So my diet may seem boring to you, but I feel great and I know that I'm putting good stuff in my body, so I don't really care about being boring. It's good to treat yourself sometimes, of course. Like go out to dinner with your friends, have that dessert. Like you need to treat yourself, otherwise you're gonna go crazy. But I think, you know, 80, 85, 90% of the time, like we need to be putting good stuff in our body and not be using food as like a way to entertain us or cure our boredom or all those other things. Anyway, now I'm rambling too long. I hope that was helpful or insightful or at least a little bit interesting. If you are curious about anything, ask away. I love talking about this stuff in like the nerdiest way. So that's all I got for you today. So see ya. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you. Bye. Okay, bye. I love coffee.